Hi everybody, with First We Feast here, it's me Sean Evans. Welcome back to another episode of Hot Ones. Surely, you've heard by now, Minecraft 1.18, a preview is out, and it has new mountains. And these mountains, oh man, these mountains have views. Like, really good views. These new mountains also have 5 separate biomes. In today's video, we're going to talk all about the biomes. In this one, I'll be going over everything that you need to know about the new mountain biomes, from the meadow to the peaks. I've got a couple of ideas, I'll talk about those too. And fun fact, subscribing to this channel, it's great for your health. Before we break it down, biome by biome, let's talk about the mountains in general. There are a couple things that we should get out of the way. First things first, experimental. This update is technically not even in snapshots yet. This is an experimental snapshot, which means all of this stuff could change. If you're watching this video in like October, yeah, it might be wrong. Sorry about that. These mountains are amazing. They're so good looking. I found a good seed showing off every single biome. I'll show the seed off later once we actually start checking out the biomes. We're gonna go biome by biome, talk about the biomes, some characteristics of them, and then a few ideas that I had too. These new mountain biomes and the mountains in general are amazing. They look so good. They're amazing. There are 5 biomes that make up the mountains: the grove, the meadow, the lofty peaks, the snow-capped peaks, and the snowy slopes biome. We're going to talk about all of them. With the release of this experimental snapshot, finally, for the first time ever, these mountains can actually be experienced on both Bedrock and Java. Today, we'll be experiencing them on Java. They're pretty similar on both versions of the game, but there are some minor differences. This video is focused on Java Edition. So, these mountains generate with a base biome. The base biome is either going to be the plains biome, the desert biome, the forest, the jungle, the ocean, or the snowy tundra. This is a Java thing, I think, and I understand it, but I don't. Like, it's really strange. So over here, we have a plains biome right there, clearly. Then we have a mountain, like the plane goes up the mountain, and then the mountain biomes start, which is kind of strange. But I think that's how it works. Then we have a forest over here, and mountains. Again, I'm not sure if I'm interpreting that right, but that's what it is. But here's the weird one. We have flower forest, we have birch forest. I don't know if that just counts as the forest, and then that's a river, actually, technically. Dark oak and a jungle, but then we still have a mountain here. So not sure how that generation is actually working. Biomes are really weird right now, so maybe it works somehow, but yeah. This 1.18 preview pack is amazing though. Generation has been completely changed. There are 5 mountain biomes, but because of how generation works now, you could have mountains that are like other biomes too. So we have the flower forest biome in here. It looks like amazing with the waterfalls in there, different aquifers. Yeah, it's so cool looking. And if you can find one, kind of like this one right here, you might be looking at some of the coolest generation ever. Like, this is amazing. When it comes to Minecraft biomes, these 5 mountain biomes are all actually insanely unique. These are the first biomes to require certain Y levels to generate. Now today I'm going to throw out some numbers at you. I got them from the Minecraft wiki. They seem incorrect at best sometimes, but there are Y heights with these biomes. Biome number 1 is going to be the meadow. This is the lowest mountain biome that you should be able to find. The meadow biome generates in between Y100 and Y140. This is what a meadow looks like. It's literally like a peaceful meadow. I see why they called it that. It does make sense. In the meadow biome, you're going to find a bunch of flower. Dead bushes are a pretty common characteristic. This cold grass tone, and really not much else. It's just a really peaceful feel. When these things lead up to a big giant mountain, it is like amazing looking, but sometimes they won't. Now over here we have terracotta in here. It's just because of the weird generation. There's not a terracotta meadow biome. Same with the trees over there. The trees actually shouldn't be here. Meadows don't have trees. But yeah, generation can get weird, so that's what's up. From my experience, the meadow can have snow sometimes, but usually it doesn't. The snow in here is actually not even the meadow biome. This is the gravelly mountains biome. The meadow is over here where the snow isn't. Like I said, weird generation. Check that out. Mineshaft on the surface. I don't even know. This is another meadow over here. This time, instead of the allium flowers, it has poppies. From what I've experienced on Java, the meadow flower type can vary. On Java, it should be able to be any of the small flowers other than tulips, the lilies of the valley, and wither roses. You will also, consistently it seems, always find dead bushes here. Dead bushes, it was the only one, but dead bushes. The grass is usually exposed in the meadow biome. The grass color, in tone, is pretty similar to the taiga biome or the old mountain biome in my opinion. As you can see over here, we have a plain, sunflower plain, a whole lot warmer, colder in the meadow biome. 2 final things about the meadow. So right now there isn't any tree generation in here, but one tree that I feel really would fit well here, birch trees, but not like a lot, like a few, like a birch tree every once in a while, kind of like an oak tree in a plains biome. I feel like it might kind of match the vibe, and also the vibe, so peaceful and calming. Like this meadow in particular, because it's kind of flat, like this would be the great building spot. Like as it is, pretty good view from up here, and if it had like a taller mountain in the background, this kind of does almost, it would be an even better view. I like the meadow biome. It's a nice biome. It's very similar to the plains biome, but a little bit more hilly and a whole lot more flowers. You'll be able to find the next mountain biome, the Grove, at about the same Y level as the Meadow. The Grove starts a little bit higher, about Y110, and goes up to Y140. However, like I said earlier, these numbers are not always accurate because check this out. 72, and we're in a Grove biome. Now, this is what the Grove looks like. A very, very familiar looking biome. To be honest, this is the biome that I'm least excited about when it comes to the mountain biomes. There are some cool new characteristics. We'll talk about it in a second, but to be honest, I feel like I've seen this biome for years in the game. It's just not exciting anymore. It's like taiga trees with snow on top, snow on the ground, snow all over the place, maybe a little bit more hilly than before. Yeah, it's a mountain grove biome. Not that exciting to me, but it is here. Unlike the Meadow, you should be able to find some life in this biome. Rabbits and polar bears will spawn here. Not a good combo together, but yeah, life. I will say, the one thing that makes this biome a little bit more interesting, spices it up a bit from the other snowy taiga biomes, powder snow. You'll be able to find powder snow generating in the Grove. The patches of powder snow in this biome seem infrequent. They're not insanely common from my experience, and they're also usually not that deep at all, like a block, maybe 2 blocks. Powder snow gets a little bit deeper, higher up, which I really like, but yeah, it is something to watch out for in this biome. I really like the powder snow in this place. I feel like the powder snow saves it, kind of. It makes the biome more interesting. One big idea that I have for this biome to make it way more interesting is change the tree type a little bit. Maybe more spruce trees like this in this biome instead of like these ones. I said it in a different video. I feel like it's a nice idea. It's a good way to make this biome a little bit more interesting looking because, I mean, let's be honest. Right now, like, this is so familiar looking and it's just kind of like, I don't know. I'm kind of tired of it at this point. Now, before we move on to the other 3 mountain biomes, your mountain might stop at the Grove or at the Meadow, depending on what you have. So check this mountain out right here. Yeah, it doesn't really look like a mountain, but apparently it is, and it stops at the Grove. From what I've been seeing, if the mountain can actually break past the Grove or the Meadow biome, it should have at least 2 more biomes, but not always. So yeah, if you find a mountain that is just a Grove or a Meadow, the mountain just isn't big enough, you're gonna have to find a different mountain for the other biomes. And yeah, again, generation completely changed. You might end up with a mountain with no mountain biomes at all, basically, like just a forest or a birch forest. It's pretty weird, kind of confusing, but at the same time, it's amazing. Like, it's so cool, just like this mountain. So here's the world seed. These are the coordinates. This is the perfect mountain. This mountain actually has every single biome on it. On the other side, it has the Grove. Over here, we have a very, very small meadow, but it is technically a meadow. In this meadow, we have cornflowers and dandelions all over the place. But yeah, gigantic mountain range in here with every single mountain biome. Look, there's another Grove biome right there. Yeah, it's got everything. The apparent Y levels of the next biome, the Snowy Slopes biome, are between Y140 and Y170, which is wrong. Just completely wrong. This is 87 right here. Yeah, and it's the Snowy Slopes biome. So the Snowy Slopes biome is exactly what it sounds like. Slopes that are snowy. Check out this mountain right here. Definitely slopey. Absolutely snowy. Snowy Slopes. The Snowy Slopes is a cool biome. It has a lot of snow. Snow is going to be the main thing that you can find here, but you can also find ice here too. If you're in love with powder snow, Snowy Slopes is the place for you by far. It starts in the Grove, but in the Snowy Slopes biome, this is where it gets for real, like really, really deep. Like, check this out in here. If I keep moving around, it's probably because of the slope. The powder snow, though, it gets like really, really deep. Definitely dangerous at some point, so watch out for this stuff up here. You see that right there? That's a Minecraft 1.17 goat. Goats actually spawn in the Snowy Slopes biome. In terms of ideas for the Snowy Slopes biome, really, I don't have any. Big props to the devs. I think this biome is really thought out. Doesn't need to be too much. It isn't too much. It's literally slopes that are snowy. Perfect. So a mountain usually starts at a base biome, then it'll move up into a meadow or a grove. It won't always, because generation is kind of weird right now, but usually that's how it happens. After that, you'll have Snowy Slopes, and then after that, you'll have one of the next 2 biomes. The next 2 biomes are the peak biomes. Now, usually, and I stress usually you will have one or the other. If the generation works correctly, which is really weird right now, so it doesn't always, you'll have either the lofty peaks or the snow-capped peaks. We were just talking about Snowy Slopes, so let's talk about lofty peaks next. The biomes are so similar. Aside from a minor temperature difference, the only difference between the Snowy Slopes and the lofty peaks are no goats in the lofty peaks, they don't spawn here, and no powder snow in the lofty peaks. Doesn't generate here. But that doesn't mean you should stop caring about powder snow. You have to be careful for sure, because if a patch of this stuff generates like right on the border, it sometimes can actually cross into the lofty peaks biome. But if it's entirely a lofty peaks biome, you're good when it comes to powder snow. Like up here, lofty peaks, we're good. Now this mountain peaks at 162. According to the wiki, the lofty peaks starts at about 170. Clearly not the case here. The lofty peaks is a simple biome. Tons of snow, lots of stone, snow layers. It's a mountain peak. Okay, let's be honest. It's not even a competition at all. The better peak biome is the snow-capped peaks biome. Ironically, snow-capped peaks isn't about snow. Instead, it's about packed ice. Snow-capped peaks are amazing. By far, the best mountain biome. I saved the best for last, of course. Look at this place. Packed ice all over the place. Crazy generation. Yeah. It's not even... Look at Ruin Portal 2. I mean, come on. It's not even a competition. The snow-capped peaks with all of the packed ice, hands down, the best mountain biome and the best way to end the mountains, for sure. Like, look at this place. Up close, it looks amazing. And from a distance, it looks beautiful. With the ice up at the top of the thing blending into the sky. Like, that's some impressive looking stuff right there. Now, the snow-capped peaks, same thing, Y170. Doesn't always happen like that. That's definitely not 170 up there, even though it does look tall. And, oh man, all of this packed ice up here, it's so cool looking. Now, the peak of this mountain right here, the snow-capped peaks, 161. So it's the same as that peak over there, basically. But this time there's ice, so it's not the same at all. It's so much better looking. The only idea that I have for the snow-capped peaks is maybe a little bit of blue ice in here as well. Sometimes there could be gigantic patches of packed ice, which is fine. It does look good. It's completely different. But I feel like maybe if the mountain gets tall enough, and only if it gets tall enough, a little bit of blue ice could be kind of cool too. This biome looks so good. Like, already, snow and stone, it's a really nice combination. I think it looks good, but look at the side of this thing because of the layers of ice, too. You have the stone layer, then you have the ice layer, then you have the snow layer on top of it. It looks so good. I can't stop saying it because it's true. This place looks amazing. I mean, how can you look at this thing and not think that it looks so good? If I'm gonna make a mountain base, 100%, it's gotta be in the snow-capped peaks. The meadow is really peaceful and nice. Snowy Slopes, it's a simple place. It's beautiful. We don't talk about the groves. Lofty Peaks is cool, but come on. Snow-capped peaks. When we're talking about a Minecraft mountain update, let's be honest. This is the mountain update that we're talking about. Ice mountains like that, like in the background, like that's amazing. The perfect backdrop, the perfect base location, snow-capped peaks, the superior peak biome, not even close, the best mountain biome. Those are the 5 new mountain biomes and how they work right now. Which one is your favorite? There is one correct answer. Let me know down below. Now, I want to wrap this video up with a reminder that this is all, like, subject to change. It's so experimental. Look at this. So we have the river right here, then the stone shore, of course, and then we have the ocean right there. Yeah, generation is so weird right now. Maybe those Y levels will actually become, like, adjusted and correct at one point. Maybe not. Maybe they'll all change. Generation is weird right now. And when we're talking about generation, we just have to remember that it could change. Like, what even is this? I don't even know what's going on here. It's so weird. Today, huge thank you to Bill Geek and Bill W. Thank you both so much for the support. Snow-capped Peaks gang is Big Brain. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe. Links in the description. I'll see you next time in the next episode of Hot Ones.